All right, we are live. Welcome to the Slightly Nocturnal Show. Today's date is January 6th, 2019. I'm joined by Buffy and my buddy Brew. What's going on, Brew?
Not a lot. What's up, Doc?
Well, not much. How's it going? Been busy
Oh,
at
it's
work
going.
or not?
Slightly. I mean, it's winter time. Everything's starting to die down a little bit.
Yeah. What's going on, Buffy?
Not much.
You got to speak up so people can hear you.
Jesus. I feel like I'm hollering.
You're not hollering. So, welcome to 2019. Welcome back to the Slightly Nocturnal Show. So let's just get things started. Brew, like you're going to talk to us about some gun laws and what's changing?
Yes. Yeah, so we got some stuff that's changing here in 2019. Some of it's pretty interesting. Some of it I agree with. Some of it I don't. The big one, everyone's heard about this so far, the bump stock ban. Everyone's heard of it. Everyone's got their opinion on it. It is part of H.R. 3999 in the Congress. They did pass it. It did get signed by Trump. It is expected to take effect March 26th of 2019.
So does that mean that there's that they're trying to outlaw bump stocks altogether, right?
Yes, it will be a felony to own a bump stock.
So we'll tell everybody like what a bump stock is.
So a bump stock is an attachment for an AR-15, AK-47. It allows the rifle to move inside of the stock, which allows the recoil to effectively make you push the trigger as fast as the rifle will go.
So it's almost like making it automatic, right? So as fast as you can pull the trigger?
Yeah, it's as fast as you can pull the trigger, but it's not automatic because, automatic is you only have to pull the trigger once and it'll shoot as long as you hold the trigger down. That's not what you're getting out of a bump stock.
What do you think about that?
I mean, really and truly, what are you going to use a AR-15 for? As a household gun? I mean...
So you don't. So do you? I guess do you agree? Like if they should take them away?
No, I don't agree. Do I think bump stocks are?
Not you. I'm asking.
Oh,
you.
not you, not me. Okay.
I mean, I don't see the point in taking away. But
are they arguing that the bump stocks have been used in all these mass shootings lately? Is that like where they're coming from on this kind of stuff?
It's just the one. It was the Vegas shooting.
The Vegas one, yeah.
Yeah.
Guns don't shoot people. People shoot people.
Exactly.
So, what else is going on?
So we got California. They're putting a lifetime ban on firearm ownership if you're involuntarily admitted to a mental health facility more than one time in 1 year.
So if you're so if you go to a mental health institution more than once, you get a lifetime ban on guns.
Yes, which I do agree with. If you're going to a mental health facility, probably shouldn't really be owning guns.
There's definitely something wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So.
And then also their lifetime ban on anyone convicted on or after the 1st of this month on a misdemeanor of domestic violence. Once again, can't disagree with that one. Last thing we need is some woman beater getting his hands on guns.
Yeah, I agree.
And then they're doing an excise tax on all firearms. They haven't released a percentage or anything yet, but they're going to use the money from that to fund violence intervention and prevention activities. Once again, they didn't state what those activities are going to be, but I'm kind of interested to see what they will be.
All right, what's next?
So we got Oregon. Oregon is following California's footsteps with the banning firearm ownership of domestic violence abusers or people under a restraining order. So if you have a restraining order against you, anything like that, no guns for you.
Forever or?
Yep, forever. It's a lifetime ban.
I can agree with all that.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
If you have a restraining order on you,
so lifetime ban if you have a restraining order against you.
Well, the restraining order portion of it was just for while the restraining order is in effect.
Oh,
once the restraining order expires, if they don't reinstate the restraining order, and you're good to go.
Okay.
But yeah, restraining orders can be kind of fickle because you can go get a restraining order for anything. I could go get a restraining order against you because I didn't like the way you sneezed at me. Like, then we've got Washington. They're going to raise the legal age of ownership or purchase of a semi-automatic rifle to 21 years of age, and you must show proof of completing a firearm safety class.
Oh, geez.
Do I agree? Do I agree with the firearm safety class? Yes. If you own a gun, you should have to take some sort of safety, carry, whatever class. Do I agree on the 21 years old part? No. Not really.
It's always been 21 for... No, it's been 21 for handguns, right?
21 for handguns. It's 18 for shotguns and long rifles.
Okay.
So, but the way I see it is it's 17 years old. You can sign your life away, you know, to the U.S. military, but you can't buy a rifle.
Well, that was my bitch in the military. Like, we're asking these kids when they're 18 years old to come, you know, kill people, and they won't let them drink. You know.
Yeah, you can't have a beer.
Like at all.
Yeah.
I have a huge issue with that. So.
Yeah. So this one has been kind of a touchy subject in the firearms industry as well. It's happening in Illinois right now. They'll be the 7th state for this to take effect in, but they're called red flag laws. So what it is, it makes it so authorities can confiscate firearms from a person determined to be a danger to society or themselves without due process.
Oh, so it's like up to their opinion.
Yeah. So, and it's not really up to the authorities' opinion. You could have an ex-girlfriend that you pissed off walk in and say, you know, he's a danger, whatever, and they'll come take your guns.
What states is that in right now?
Oh, right now that's in Illinois, Florida, Washington, Connecticut, Maryland, and one more that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Well, not moving to Florida.
Right?
What if Buffy gets mad at me and then it's to come take all my goddamn guns away from me? Fuck that noise.
Yeah, so that's a big one because you don't even go to court to defend yourself against them confiscating guns.
What's the process of getting them back?
So the process of getting them back is the state will serve you with papers to appear in court to plead your case. But the state can schedule it up to a year out. So you could wait for a year to go to court to plead your case and possibly get your guns back.
Jesus. So what about New Jersey and the clip law? Like all those people wanting to turn, like, are they, you know, I've heard back and forth about people that I know personally saying, I'm not fucking turning in clips, you know?
Yeah. So they had the 30-round magazine ban. That took effect September of last year.
Right.
But there hasn't been very many people turn in their magazines at all. So what it is, you can't own a magazine.
Are they going on a witch hunt about it, or is it?
They're saying they're going to. They're saying if they have to, they'll send out the National Guard door-to-door to confiscate.
What do you think the actuality of that really is going to be? You think that they're really going to do that?
I don't think that they won't. I don't think they're going to jump to it as quickly as they're saying they're going to.
Buffy, do you see them sending out something like that?
No.
Sending the National Guard?
No, it's just a threat.
I think they'll probably do something. I know that like they're probably going to be real serious if they catch you with that shit.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do anything to like physically take them. Now, if you're caught, okay. But they're not going to go door to door. I don't see that happening.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know either. I don't know. I would say not right now.
Yeah. Like I said, I think they would, just not as quickly as they're making it sound like they will.
Right. I think it's a
bunch I know there was a really good news article when they were doing the initial, before they outlawed the 30-round mags, they did a buyback for the high-capacity magazines. They were offering $30 for high-capacity magazines. So one guy had quite a bit of money sitting in the bank. He went and bought a pallet of the Magpul P-Mags. And when you buy it in that big a bulk, they're $6 a piece.
Oh, I got you. So he made a shitload of money off of it.
Yes. He went and turned in a whole pallet of 30-round magazines at $30 a piece.
I read something the other day, too, about a guy who he made a bunch of weapons and turned them all in, and they gave him cash for them, and he took the cash and bought real weapons with them.
Yeah. So it's pretty simple to make a shotgun out of a piece of black pipe that you buy from the hardware store. Not going to go into details on it, but
yeah. I thought that was pretty ingenious of him, though.
Yeah, it's the same thing I'd do. I'd see how quick I can bankrupt the state that I live in.
So do you think it's going to come, those kinds of laws, you think they'll come out west, like towards where you and I live, or do you think they'll stay on the east and west coast?
For the most part, I think they're going to stay in the east and west coast. I mean, from the proximity that we live to Jackson, Wyoming, we can kind of see what's happening when they do try to bring it out this way. A lot of it does work, a lot of it doesn't. And it seems to be the one thing that sticks is the firearms. I don't think they're going to go anywhere out here.
Right. Well, it's all right. What's next?
So Florida and Illinois now have a 72-hour cool-off period that they extended to all firearms. So it doesn't matter if you're out buying a shotgun, 22 rifle, pistol, AR, whatever. You got to wait 72 hours from the time that you pay for the gun to the time that you get to pick it up.
Yeah, so when I lived in Florida, that's how it was with handguns, like for as long as I remember. Like you buy a handgun and then you can't go back and get it for 3 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's...
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean...
If you bought it, you bought it.
So I think the probably the main thing about that is, like, so if somebody's going to go buy a handgun and then try to, like, commit murder, I think that...
Yeah, so that's what they call it, is a 72-hour cool-off period, so you can't go buy the gun when you're pissed.
Right.
And then go do whatever act you were going to do, you know, under a hot head, because we all know what kind of decisions we make when we're mad. A lot of times we look back at it and like, that was definitely not smart.
I guess I would rather have a 3-day period, like something like that, versus not being able to buy them at all, you know?
Yeah, like if it comes down to it, if it comes down to the very end where we're fighting over an all-out ban or a 72-hour cooldown period, I'll definitely support the 72-hour cooldown period.
Right.
But in this moment of time, I'm one of those die-hard shall not be infringed kind of people.
Do you see an all-out ban coming in like the next 50 years on on guns? Period in the U.S.
You know, it's hard to say. I don't. If they try, it's not going to go anywhere. Simply because it will be the start of the new civil war.
I agree with that. I agree that if somebody, like, if the government steps in and says, you know, turn in all your guns.
It's going to be an all-out war.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That's just fucking stupid as shit. So.
Yeah, but, I mean, it just goes back to this H.R. 3999 for the bump stock ban. In the law, or in the amendment, they didn't actually state bump stocks.
What'd they say?
So, what it is, I got the little excerpt from it right here. It's to amend Title 18 United States Code to prohibit the manufacture, possession, or transfer of any part or combination of parts that is designed and functions to increase the rate of fire of a semi-automatic rifle, but does not convert the semi-automatic rifle into a machine gun. So at that point, they left the door open to aftermarket triggers, pistol grips, forward pistol grips. I mean, you name it.
Right. And that's a federal law going into effect, right?
Yeah. President Trump already signed it, but it's not taking effect until March 26th.
Okay. Well, what's next on the gun changes? Any more?
Oh, we've got the...
Oh, you're cool.
That was pretty much it. There has been talks about a federal red flag law.
Okay, talk about that.
So it would be federal. It would be the same exact thing that Illinois and all them other states have going for them right now, to where anyone can just walk in and say he's a danger to himself, but it would be on a federal standpoint. And there was a news article I was reading where Congress was actually talking to Trump about it, and Trump, I don't know if he's trying to gain leeway for the wall or what, but he was quoted saying, "Take the guns now and worry about due process later," which is kind of scary.
Yeah, it is a scary comment. So, talking about Trump, So the whole government shutdown thing. So it's beginning to start. It's at first most government shutdowns don't affect most Americans, usually because they don't last more than. I think the average shutdown is somewhere between 4 and 7 days. We're about to go into week number 3. So I wanted to talk about some of the things that are going to affect like most Americans now. One of the big ones being the like national parks and like Forest Service and BLM land. So they don't have any employees there. So trash is starting to build up. Most of the gates are locked. So on Forest Service land, there's not gates to get onto the forest, but certain trails and stuff like that can be locked off. On BLM land, some BLM land can be permanent, like closed at a gate, so you couldn't even enter it. Probably 70% of BLM land is not that way, but again, like bathrooms will be locked, like any kind of facilities. And law enforcement is kind of working. Say there was 100 law enforcement. There's more than that for all of like federal wildlife land. Only about 30% of them. So only about 30 of them out of that 100 are working. So there's lots of consequences that can happen with that. You can get poaching, things like that. Things that can just run awry. People committing horrible acts, a lot of like murders and stuff like that happen on federal land because of the like vastness of them. And so now we're talking about less law enforcement out there working. Another thing that is happening is the tax returns. Everybody as of tomorrow will see a 1-month delay in their federal tax returns. So even if you filed already, you'll already be 1 month behind the ball starting tomorrow. And every day that it goes past tomorrow, I think they said to add 7 days. So a lot of Americans are going to feel that. And that might help in the long run as far as like more American people putting pressure on their congressmen and senators to get the government back open. And then another thing is food stamps. Anybody that's in like any kind of government housing or on EBT, after tomorrow, there will be a 70% slash in funds because they haven't been funded yet. So that will affect a shitload of people. When you're talking about people that are on EBT or welfare or anything like that, if they can't buy food, or if say they're getting $100 now a month in food, and that's supposed to feed them like a mom and a child, and now they're going to go down to $30 a month. That's gonna hit home for a lot of people. And we've talked about that on the show, like what I believe in, that kind of stuff. I believe it should be a stepping stone and not a permanent, like crutch, especially the housing and food, that kind of stuff. So yeah, like if you're living in government assisted housing, so it's like if you live in an apartment and it's federally assisted, so say that the rent is $700, the government takes care of $500 of it, and you only pay $200. So now you'll be responsible for 70% more of that a month until the shutdown is over. So again, like that could be a huge fucking deal come tomorrow,
Yeah.
It's just, and then on top of it, you have over 800,000 federal employees that were now going to miss a check. So I work for the feds, and I'm gonna miss this is gonna be one of my first paychecks that I've missed. Now they did right before the shutdown pass a bill saying that they would back pay everybody, but I'm not gonna get back paid as soon as the day the government comes open. It'll take several days, probably more than a week, just to get that first back pay. So, and 800,000 people, that's a shitload of people in the economy that's not going to be, that's not contributing now. On a plus note, I did see yesterday that all congressmen and senators volunteered to not get paid. So all of them, every single fucking last one of them said they didn't want a paycheck till the government reopens. And they signed a bill into law saying that they will not get paid. I almost was in disbelief when I read that bullshit. So.
Are we sure
Yeah.
it's true?
Yeah, I looked at it. I looked at
Yeah,
it.
you didn't get it from like Snopes.com or
Yeah, 'cause you know
anything like that.
The government really doesn't care about anybody but themselves.
So, people like me and Buffy, like, we live together, and if she didn't have an income, we would be hurting. If if this drags on, and I've even thought about, like, if it drags on, because Trump has talked about this thing lasting for months or even years. If that fucking happens, I'm not gonna stick around. I'm gonna have to go get some kind of other work. And all federal employees have been told, if you go get a W-9 paying job, you will be fired immediately. So I can't just go get if I go get another job. If I wanted to go work at Walmart tomorrow, like, I'll get fired from my job now. And I think that's fucking horseshit. But it is what it is.
Yeah. And I've also seen something Trump saying that if he has to get this back rolling, he'll just sign in like a state of national emergency to get the funding.
Yep. So how that works, national funding or national emergency money would take money away from the military to fund the wall, and then you would use the military to build the wall. The DOD does not want to take $5.9 billion out of their budget to go build this. Like, that shit does not want to happen. But he has the power to do it. So.
Yeah. We've got wars to fight rather than taking that money away from the troops.
The shutdown has lasted long enough. Like, and now now that the Democrats have taken over, like, they have the power. I think in Congress. They did the impeachment articles yesterday, Saturday. Now we have to remember that being impeached doesn't mean that the President Trump has to leave office. We all learned that when President Clinton got impeached and didn't leave. So all impeachment means is that you lied, that they found out that you lied under oath. That does not mean you have to leave. So.
But we also, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of hate going out to Trump over the government shutdown. And now it's bullshit. Yeah, it's bullshit. Like, we're adults. We should be able to handle this like adults. But we all have to remember, too, Obama did throw a big tizzy and close the government for, what was it, 16 days over the health care.
He closed
healthcare bullshit.
Yeah, it was over healthcare. So we're past that now. We're past.
Well, we're well past 16 days.
So I as somebody, I voted for Trump, and as somebody that I like him. And basically, when it came down to it, I picked the lesser of the two evils. Not that, and I've talked about this before. Like, I have nothing against a woman being president. I think
neither do I.
I think it's time for a woman to be president. I do. I always said that a black person would be president before a woman would, and so we've had that. And so now I think that, and I think Hillary Clinton opened the door for women to run and to be a fighting race.
Yeah, she just, in my mind, she was the ideal woman to run the country. Like,
oh my fucking God, man. Thank fucking God. Like, and that's my opinion. Like, and it says in the description of this show, these are all our own opinions. So you can take it how you want. Yeah. But
now, am I very happy with Trump right now? No, I'm pretty upset with Trump. Trump has done more harm to the firearm industry than Obama did in his 8 years.
Right, and we all know that President Trump was a registered Democrat.
Yeah.
Forever, and then he decided he was going to be the liberal conservative and run against Hillary. And I had somebody ask me the other day if they thought Trump would win a re-election. I think if he gets his wall built and this whole shutdown shit does not last for months on end, I think he has a pretty good chance. And the reason I think that is because the Democrats don't have a really good candidate.
Yeah, no.
I think if they had somebody like Obama to run, they would beat Trump hands down. But I don't think they have somebody like that right now.
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren said she's going to run.
Yep, she's been. In fact, she started campaigning in Iowa yesterday.
So, yeah.
I like Elizabeth Warren way better than I like Hillary Clinton. So.
Yeah.
And there has been rumbles that Hillary might run again. So.
Yeah.
But it's what? The election is in 2 years.
Yeah.
Next year. So There's a lot that can happen. So now I like Bernie Sanders too as a Democrat, but he is like, I don't think the country's ready for his ideas. So
he's too socialist for me.
Yeah, a lot of people do not like him. So and it's funny because of how old Bernie Sanders. You know who Bernie Sanders is, right?
Yeah,
he's super old, but young people love that motherfucker. Like, love him.
Well,
So,
you heard what his big campaign drive was last time, didn't you?
Right.
It was the free college, the free this, the free that.
Yeah.
Millennials love free because it means they don't have to work for it, so they think.
Right.
Because most of their parents never taught them that nothing in this world is free. You pay for it.
I read the other day too that and we've talked about this in the past shows, but our generation is the least the least generation in debt. As far we don't have credit cards, we just don't fucking have them. It's not that we can't get them, we refuse to get them, and we pay for shit in cash more than any other generation has. And I read something yesterday that said, and it kind of is because our generation is using our parents as financiers for. So what we'll do is we'll get a loan from our parents versus a bank.
Yeah.
And I find that I found that very interesting. That could bankrupt banks over time. Because if I'm going to my parents for a $500,000 loan and I'm paying them a 1% interest, and they have that money, and the banks, you know what I'm saying? If a whole generation of people don't use banks, fuck. So.
Yeah, but see, I'm unfortunately a member of the millennials. I am an elder millennial. As I've heard it stated before, I was right there on the cut.
Right.
But I still get grouped in with that stigma of being a millennial. It's, I've had my fair share of bad shit happen to me in the past, and I am currently living with my mom again. But I do have a full-time job. I am saving up for my own house. It's just with me starting my own business, there's a lot that I have to have in my own house to be able to afford it right.
Right. Well, so your business is sponsoring the show now too.
Yep.
So talk to us about your business. Give us a plug.
So my business is called Brubaker Customs. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, working on getting a website built right now. I am building custom holsters, mag carriers, wallets, things like that. I actually still got, Doc, you'll recognize these, your business card holders.
That's right.
Because they got shipped back to me because my dyslexia kicked in and I messed up your mailing address. But so I'm going for completely custom, even with the holsters. A lot of times when you guys go online and try to order a holster for a gun, you'll see there's just a few cherry pick options for you. I'm giving people the opportunity to tell me exactly what they want. If they don't want a 15-degree cant or a 10-degree cant, if they want a 12.5-degree cant, I can make that for them. If they want, I just made a holster for a guy last week that could attach left hand or right hand draw inside the waistband or outside the waistband. So that's what I'm trying to do.
I have a wallet from Brew. I love it. I had him make it for me. I was sick of having a really thick wallet, it was several inches thick, and I went to I have an orange one. It's, I don't know what you call it. It's like Clemson orange almost.
It's hunter orange, so it's a really bright, vivid orange. So you didn't lose it.
Yeah, and every time, almost everywhere I go, when I break that sucker out, people always ask me where the fuck I got that thing. So, and I always try to send it Brew's way.
I've got. Hold on, digging through my Kydex drawer here. So I've got, everything. This is very similar to the one that I sent Doc. This is just in the blood rattler is the pattern they call it. So it's like a rattlesnake skin, but crimson.
So what does that cost?
So this one right here, for this pattern and everything, you're looking at $40, $39.99 plus shipping. You go with just a standard color, just black, red, orange, green, yellow, solid color. You're looking at $29.99. I got one here in the Cryptic Mandrake, and this is our heavy duty line. It's got the 3 rivets. You can hook a wallet or wallet chain to it, whatever you need to really. I've got a new slimmer design that uses a band in order to keep retention on your cards so they don't fall out. And this one's my carbon fiber in green.
Ooh, I like that shit.
Yeah. And the band also holds cash on the back there.
Nice.
And then it's got these nice little ribs to hold the band in place so it's not going to slip out and drop everything. But
I know mine, like, I ran that shit over with the work truck a couple weeks ago on accident. I had it in a bag, and it was fucking fine. Like, I need that shit. I need it to last. So
yeah, so my full-time job, I'm trying to start this, I work at a place where we work on motorhomes, campers, RV. And we had a big, huge Class A motorhome in one of the bays. And so I took one of my wallets, emptied all the cards out of it, so it didn't have anything to help support it. It was just the wallet. And I put it underneath the rear tires. It was a diesel pusher, so the engine's in the back. But I put it under the rear tires, and we ran it over 3 times, and it was fun.
Yeah, it's good to go.
So super durable stuff.
Yeah, quality work from a quality guy. So.
Thanks, Doc. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's move on. So we're about halfway through the show. Let's move on to, so me and Brew both play PC games. So what was the best games that you played in 18? If you say PUBG, I'm gonna fucking hang up on you.
Hey. I wasn't gonna say PUBG. I was gonna say Call of Duty Black Ops 4 until the hackers got a hold of it.
Yeah, I agree. Like I really enjoyed it at first, and then
well, you and I both
like hacker riddled with fucking just.
Well, yeah, you and I both played that one round where we could shed. The whole team just kept spawning and dying inside this one shed.
Yeah.
Like, how is that fun? That's not fun. But so I really enjoyed that. I would have to say Battlefield. The new Battlefield is fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoy the new. Yeah, I've really gotten into the Battlefield again. I'm looking forward there. So I think it's at the end of this month. Their Battle Royale version of Battlefield 5 is coming out, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that works.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
A game that I really enjoyed. It's an old game, but so me and Thor and Buffy have played is called Golf with Friends. I've enjoyed that. It's like a very like light load golf putt golf game, but it's, I don't know. There's lots of features to it and lots of fun things. Buffy cheats her ass off at it.
Oh no. That's why I always lose.
Oh, man.
Daisy 1.0 came out. Me and Brew been playing that. I like that.
Yeah,
the reason I got into PC gaming was because of Daisy, and so I'm enjoying it again. The
reason I got into PC gaming is you kept telling me, PC Master Race.
The PC, that's right, PC Master.
Now, a bunch of times I'll jump on. You're playing on the Xbox again.
Well, so now I'm playing on the Xbox again, but the only thing I play on Xbox is the Red Dead, and that's another great game, and Fortnite. And that's because I play with a bunch of my old military buddies. I enjoyed Fortnite. Say what you want about it. It's fun. It's a fun game with a group of people. I have a hard time playing that game by myself. So. Yeah,
even when I was playing it with you and Thor, man, I couldn't get into it.
It's not for everybody. It's very arcadey. It's a hard game to get into because it's third person. Like it's and of course another game I always will enjoy is Eve, and I enjoy Eve a lot. That is a fucking black hole of a game. Like you can lose your life in that game.
Yeah, I really like it because I can run it on the side while I'm playing other games.
And then I like No Man's Sky this year. It's a good game.
Yes, I actually just got that one not too long ago when playing that.
Any games that you like this year? You're going to get Spyro, right? The new Spyro collection game?
Yeah, hopefully.
So,
I played that as a kid, so...
But games like that, like you played as a kid that come out remastered, are always fun as an adult. I think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like so, we have the Wii and we have like the new release. What do you call it? Nintendo, not the Switch, but the regular the Nintendo Entertainment, the one that came out when we were like 5 years old.
Okay.
Like, I enjoy the fuck out of that shit. You know, it's just like for nostalgia. Like you love to play that shit. So.
Yeah.
And I really want to get a Switch, but every time we go to like look at getting one, so the Switch is $300, and then you need almost another $150 worth of shit if you want to play with other people. Their controllers are $70, $70 for a fucking controller, and that's not like a handheld controller, like like an Xbox One. It's for a fucking wand,
It's like half this size.
Yeah. So it's hard for me, and then it only has like I think 16 gigs. I think you can get a 13 gig or 32 gig one, but you have to buy it like an SD card. And then if you want any of your games to save, you have to get the Nintendo's version of Xbox Live.
Oh wow.
So it's another $10 a month, which $10, but you start adding that shit up, you're looking at almost $500 just to be able to play the fucking game. This the Switch. So.
Yeah. Well, so my big deal is I'm getting ready to get a new graphics card for my computer since I was a dummy and zapped mine. But so I'm going to go with that GTX 2070 because one thing I've been really fighting the urge to buy lately has been virtual reality. I really want to get a virtual reality setup.
I think we want to get one. Yeah, we want it, but I want one that doesn't require all the wires everywhere. I want one that works with your phone, like you can put your phone in it.
Yeah.
But you have to, and I think the way that works is you have to buy the ones that are compatible with NVIDIA's GeForce experience, which I'm fine with. And I wouldn't mind having, like, even if I had to hold something in my hands, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't want one with all the wires. Like, I know people that have, like, there's one of them that has, you have to, like, hang wires from the ceiling and have all this shit behind you. Like, fuck that noise. You almost have to have like a whole room dedicated just to play something,
Yeah.
So.
Well, see, I was looking at, I think it was the Oculus Rift.
Right.
And then there's another one. I can't remember the name of it. But anyhow, they both have these sensors that you put up like in the corners of your room.
Yeah. And
you have to run the cable. But the nice thing about that thing is as you walk around the room, instead of having to like, it's accurate within like an inch or something like that.
That's cool.
So you do this, and you actually do that in the game, and stuff like that.
I love watching those videos of people that like go to the display things.
Yeah.
And they'll like ride the roller coaster or climb the rocks, and you just see them like they'll just fucking fall the fuck over on the ground. That's fucking great. So.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to buying one. I want to get one.
Yeah. That when you hang the sensors up in the room, it'll tell you when you're getting too close to a wall.
Yeah, yeah.
God knows I'm gonna need that. Yeah.
I want to see somebody run into a wall.
Oh my goodness.
I've got too much crap against the walls. Okay. Guns leaned up in corners.
I think as it gets, it's come a long fucking way since it first came out too. So.
Yeah. Yeah, when it first came out, I was like, "What's the point? It looks stupid." And now I look at it, I'm like, "Wow, this actually looks."
No, it looks really fucking cool. I agree. So we talked about the games we enjoyed in 18. What are the games we're looking forward to this, in 19 this year? So I guess Spyro would be. Is there another game you're looking forward to?
Not that I know of. I don't really look at it.
You're an impulse buyer, big time.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Squirrel. So one of the big games I'm looking forward to this year is Anthem. Now, I played the beta the other night. It looks like I got to play 3 hours of it. It looks really cool. It's a game from EA and Origin, and it's just like every game that comes out from EA and Origin, I just like almost cringe, because they had the Star Wars Battlefront games that just I mean, they fucking outlawed them in fucking countries. They got sued by countries for the whole microtransaction shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So it looks great, but you know, so did the Division when it first came out, and it took them almost a year to put that shit together.
Yeah.
The Division 2, I'm gonna buy that game.
Yeah, I'm going to as well.
Another game I did enjoy in 18, I will go back to, is Destiny 2. I enjoyed the fuck out of that. Me and Brew are currently playing that too. And then Ark, of course, I like Ark, like fucking Ark, another black hole game. Just, ugh.
Dude, I keep going in and out of that game. I keep getting sucked into it, and then I rage, and I don't play it for 3 months.
I think I'm done with Ark. I think I'm done. Like, I have over 3,000 hours in it, and I think there's really nothing else I really want to do in Ark. And so Ark, the same, like the studio made Atlas, which is like a pirate game with dinosaurs, and
dude, look at
I
that.
just don't have any interest in playing it. I just don't.
I was watching a review on that game the other day, and the dude was freaking out. He's like, "This is just Ark reskin. That's all this is."
It is. It's like, and you know, I guess I don't have a hard time with that because of the price on it. It's like $24.
Yeah.
If it was $60, I would have a bigger problem with it. But you know, that's about what the price of of DLC
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Which.
But I'm looking forward to Anthem, the Division 2, and if Red Dead comes to PC, I'll buy it again.
Yeah.
But those are my games. What about you?
So I got to say, the Division 2 for sure. I heard tell of Ghost Recon Wildlands 2 coming out. That'd be sweet because Ghost Recon's Wildlands is fun. Needed some polishing on the edges, but it was good. Other than that, dude, I've been too busy to keep looking at when games are going to release. I haven't done much research into that yet.
Is that
but the Division, I think so.
Fuck! I don't want to get old. I like playing games. Like, I fucking enjoy it. And
I'm gonna play video games till the day I die. That's just that.
You know what? Me and Thor. My favorite game, like that I'm playing currently, is Rocket League, and I love that game. But I suck so bad at that game. And that's what makes me so mad. Is I haven't sunk a fuckload of time in it. Maybe maybe I'm over 300 hours now. But you would think at like the 300 hour mark, I would have gotten better. But fuck, man, I fucking suck at that game. But I love it. I love that game. So, and Thor's like so much more better than me at that game.
Let's see here. I've got Rocket League 9 hours into it.
9 hours.
9 hours.
It's such a good game because it's always on sale for like $10. And you can just, I don't know. I love it. But I don't mind it. Is so fucking good. How the fuck is everybody so good at that game?
Right?
I only have 30 minutes in it.
That was probably Doc accidentally logging in.
No, she played it.
I did actually play it. I'm definitely no good.
Okay. No. Yeah, I think I just need to get an Xbox controller. That's my biggest deal. I don't own an Xbox controller.
Oh, fuck playing
anymore.
it. Yeah, I don't. Fuck playing it. I play with a controller. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I try to play on keyboard. Mouse doesn't work.
I will say that I have switched almost all my first-person shooter games, except for Overwatch, to keyboard and mouse. Like, I feel way more confident now playing Battlefield and COD with a keyboard and mouse. So.
Yeah. Even when I was playing Xbox, when I was younger, it didn't feel right to play with a controller because I grew up playing old school Quake.
Oh, with a keyboard and mouse.
Like on a keyboard mouse. So like Quake 3 Arena, stuff like that. Quake 2.
Windows 95? What?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Windows motherfucking 95. Fuck.
Dude, I actually own Quake 3 Team Arena, Quake, and Quake 2 on this PC.
I think the best old school game like that was Unreal. Like, that was my favorite. The Unreal Tournament. Yeah. Like, oh my god. That and Killer Instinct. Like, fuck.
Yes. Yes, that and old school Doom.
Doom was good, and Duke Nukem.
Yes, Duke Nukem.
That's right, Duke Nukem. You ever play Duke Nukem?
No, I played more Mortal Kombat.
Well, yeah. You still play more. We have it on the Xbox.
Yeah, I still play it.
So
I haven't played it in a while.
it's time
Street
for
Fighter,
kicking ass
that's what
and
it
chewing
was.
bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. It's the old Duke Nukem saying. It's time for kicking ass and chewing bubble gum. So, well, good shit. So we should talk about the fucking college playoff. I know you're not a sports person at all, Brew.
Well, hockey's my sport. You want to talk hockey? I'll talk for hours. But
I just
basketball, football,
actually,
baseball.
So hockey, just real quick. I had like the miracle fucking Vegas team this year. That
Yeah. Where did they come from?
Well,
So,
they had a whole team full of fucking like seasoned veterans. That's what happened.
Yeah. So I actually shared this meme at the beginning of the hockey season during the preseason because the Golden Knights were sucking during preseason. Just sucking. So between preseason and season, their goalie got a new set of the leg pads that look like they're 24 karat gold. Makes sense when your team's name is the Golden Knights. So I shared this meme that says, "Oh look, so and so got new pads. Good thing he can't block a shot. They'll stay mint." And now he's kicking ass. So I feel like an asshole for sharing that.
I hope they do good. That was like, even though they didn't win the Stanley Cup, that was like that was such an awesome thing for that team. Like the first year. And they go all the way to the Stanley Cup, and they damn near won the thing. So
yeah.
But
see, they kicked my team's ass this year. So
it was cool to see the Washington Capitals won, right? Is that who won the Stanley Cup?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. As soon as my team's out, dude, I pretty much quit.
And that's the first time that team's ever won a Stanley, or like in a long ass time. So
yeah, like 20 years or something like that.
So switching back to the college playoffs, they just finished up. The championship game is tomorrow night. Alabama's going to play Clemson for like the fourth or fifth time. So I'm a huge Notre Dame fan, like fucking live, breathe, and eat that shit. And they played Clemson, and they went 12-0, which is a huge fucking thing to not lose a game. Like if you want to play in the playoffs, like you need to. You just don't need to lose, basically, is the deal. Buffy's, who's your team? Georgia Bulldogs. And they did great up until they played LSU in the middle of the season. Then they lost.
They lost their fucking minds after that.
And then they lost in the SEC championship to Alabama. So Notre Dame played Clemson in the first playoff round, and Alabama played Oklahoma. And Clemson just destroyed Notre Dame. It was like 30-something to... we didn't even score a touchdown. We scored 3 points. Kicked a field goal. And then Alabama played Oklahoma. And Oklahoma put on a big game, but Alabama beat them pretty good too. I expect Clemson to beat Alabama. That's what I want to happen. Just because I hate Alabama so fucking bad.
I hate Clemson more.
I hate them both. Like I cannot stand either. And Clemson has this.
Look, I hate Clemson and Gamecocks with a passion.
I like South Carolina Gamecocks. Like, how can you not like a team that has the name Cox in it? You know, I love that shit. So, and I like West Virginia too, and they lost their bowl game. So tomorrow night, Clemson will play Alabama, and I will definitely be rooting for Clemson. Although I just like watching Nick Saban, who is the Alabama head coach, lose games. He's a great coach, and Alabama will always be great until he retires. That's just going to be the bottom line. The same can probably be said for Clemson. Clemson has their head coach. His name is Dabo Sweeney, and they've been good ever since Dabo became the head coach.
Yeah.
So I expect it to be a really good game tomorrow. It'll be a good game. I expect it to be a low scoring defensive struggle. So, because they both have great offenses, They both have great QBs, although I can't stand that fairy boy that's on the Clemson's.
He looks like a girl. Like I said the other day, he looks like a Hanson brother.
I gotta be real careful what I say about him. Like, I really wanted to tweet the other day what I really thought about him, but I know that shit's gonna come back and bite me in the ass, like Kevin Hart style. You know, Kevin Hart, they won't let him host the Golden Globes because he made like homophobic remarks on Twitter like 7 years ago. You see that shit?
No, I didn't.
Like, that's why I don't want to do it. Like, I swear I'll tweet about this guy, something nasty like that, and then, like, I won't be able to do something. It'll come back and bite me in the ass in, like, 10 years. Oh, you said some homophobic comments about the Clemson quarterback, you know?
You know, everybody gets his butt hurt about everything.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
I'm
like,
offended. Fuck you.
everybody gets... I mean, I swear you could, like, pick up your phone and somebody say that offends them. So, well, we got about 8 minutes here. So, the whole gender thing, Brew. What's your... So, now, remember, you're on the internet, so if you don't want to go anywhere in life, be real careful about how you answer this. But what do you think about that shit? So, let's just put it out. So, there's people that think that there's 2 genders, and then there's people that think that there's, 3 genders, and then there's people that think there's, like, 4 genders, with the 4th being no gender at all. Like, what do you...
And then there's people that think there's 124 genders. Like,
yeah, like, just...
Yeah.
So we were at a doctor's office a couple weeks ago, and on the fucking bathroom door in this doctor's office, it has a big sign that says, "This is a non-gender specific bathroom." What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Non-gender specific. Does that mean I can go in there because I identify as a male? Like, I'm identifying as a gender, and this is a non-gender bathroom. Like, can I not go in there?
The biggest thing I have to say about this topic is the kid from kindergarten got it perfect. Boys have penises, girls have vaginas.
Right. Yeah, like, I agree.
I don't agree with it. The way I see it, if you want to get a sex change, cool, fine, go for it. Don't broadcast it. None of that crap. If you're getting ready to do anything frisky with anyone, you goddamn sure better warn them.
Or you'll be on Jerry Springer.
Oh, so yeah, we like to watch the Springer Show. We do. We like. I don't know. I just like watching. It makes me feel better about my life. I think that's why I like to watch it. Say like, how did you not know? % off if you mention the Slightly Nocturnal Show. Buffy, anything else to say?
I got nothing.
That you hate the government?
Well, you know.
We're on the internet, Doc. We can't. Come on. Reel her back.
I don't have it. Like, I work for the motherfuckers. Like, and I'm not real happy with them right now.
I mean, really, they do what they want to do. It doesn't matter who you put in office. They don't care about the little people.
Remember to think for your motherfucking self and question everything, and we will